Hello there, it's your Storytime friends. I'm Mr. Jonathan with the Hart Memorial Library, and I'm here with Miss Crystal from the St. Cloud Library, Miss Lisa from the West Osceola Library, Miss Susan from the Buenaventura Lakes Library, and Miss Michelle from the Poinciana Library. And today, we'll be going on a trip to the zoo.
Woo! Today, we will be reading books about the zoo.
And we'll be singing songs.
And we're going to learn about some amazing animals. And then we're going to make a craft where we're going to put an animal in the zoo.
All right, on the count of 3, everybody make your favorite zoo animal sound. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent. All right, and now it's time to sing our Hello Friends song. All right, let's sing our Hello Friends song. Do you remember the sign language? We have hello, and then we make our 2 fingers hug for friends, right? And then we have it's time, so we point to our watch to say hello. Ready? Here we go. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Excellent job. Now, let's visit Miss Lisa for a story.
Hi, are you guys ready to sing the glasses song? All right, we're going to take our hands and we're going to make 2 circles and we're going to put them up to our eyes, and these are going to be our glasses. Okay? Then we're going to put our hands together and we're going to make a book. Can you do that? Ready? These are my glasses, this is my book. I put on my glasses and open up the book. Now I read, 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 and I look, look, look. I put down my glasses and close up the book. These are my glasses, this is my book. I put on my glasses and open up the book. Now I read, 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 and I look, look, look. I put down my glasses and close up the book. Good job.
Hi there, it's Mr. Jonathan, and I'm at Wild Florida on the drive-through safari, and we're gonna get to see some animals today. And the only rules are we have to stay in our car, we can only go 5 miles an hour so that we don't hurt any animals, and no feeding or touching the animals, right? Because that would be dangerous, and the animals have their own diet, so we don't want to feed them human food. I am so excited, let's go look at some animals! Oh my goodness, we're driving up to the world's biggest bird. Does anybody know what kind of animal this is? It is an ostrich! And they can run very, very fast, and they lay very, very big eggs. Oh my goodness. Look how big it is. I would never approach this animal because it's very large, right? And it could be dangerous, but it's so cool to look at. Look, here is a Scimitar Oryx, and there are some others resting under the tree here trying to stay cool. And according to the brochure that we get on the safari, Egyptians used to bind the horns of these animals together to make them look like one. And maybe this is where the myth of the unicorn started. Oh my goodness, look at this. See those big giant horns? This is a Watusi. You wouldn't want that coming at you, would ya? And he's over there eating a lot of hay. I imagine he has to eat a lot of hay because look how large he is. Oh, he's gonna look at us. Look at those horns. Majestic. Look at this little guy. Do you see him? I think we have a little boar here. He's eating away. That's his language. I just told him, hey, how's it going? Goodness, look what we're driving up next to. We're gonna be so close. It's a camel! And he's eating all by himself? Look how big he is. Can you imagine riding one of these? So cool! This big giant hump? Wow! Here is a water buffalo. And water buffaloes are herbivores, and they eat plants that are mainly found in water. That's why you can find them over near the water while you're here on the safari. I want him to turn around and look so that you can see his curly horns. Here, let's take a look over here and look at his horns. Wow! It almost looks like a mustache, doesn't it? So all the way in the shade back there is a llama, and then walking towards it, we see an emu. And then over here, we're coming up to a whole group of animals. We've got Watusis, and we've got longhorn cattle. Oh my goodness. And they're all just hanging out, being pals, sharing food, you know, chewing the cud. How's it going, Morty? Oh, it's going good. Very cool, huh? Look at all these dragonflies we have going on too. So how many animals have we seen just in this one part? We've seen like 5 different kinds of animals over here. And look in the very back, you can see some of the baby longhorn cattle. They're so cute and little, and one of them is underneath their mommy, if you can see that. And look here, we have some goats just chilling out. Woo! I tell you what, they don't smell so good. An emu! We're super close. Look at those eyes. My goodness, look at these animals resting in the shade. And look, we're about to have an emu cross the road, so we gotta wait a second. These are wildebeests, and they are known as the clowns of the savannah. And the brochure says that's because of their weird behavior during mating season. Look at these guys just hanging out. And here we have a rhea. He's about to cross the road, and he's looking for bugs in the ground. Ooh, very cool. So you have to make sure to stop. That's why you drive really slow, right? And these animals can't fly, but they can run really fast, and they use their wings for balance. And this is an eland. You can tell by their twisty horns. What do we see here? So we see zebra stripes, but then we see some features of the donkey. That's because this is a donkey and zebra hybrid. And donkeys and zebras are related. And when they come together, it's called a Z-donk. Isn't that a funny name? Hi, Z-donks. See in the background how it looks like the body of a donkey, but it has the striped legs of a zebra? And then we're gonna drive up a little, and we're going to see some zebras and a giraffe. Now, did you know zebras have their black and white stripes possibly because their black and white stripes confuse flies? So their pattern helps to keep the flies at bay so that they're not bothered and pestered all day. Oh boy! Hi, zebras. Enjoy your breakfast. And then over here, giraffes. And we're gonna go feed a giraffe right now. All right, I'm here with Leroy the Giraffe, and I've got some treats for him. Look how long his tongue is. Oh my goodness, whoa! Hi, Leroy. Yum! Okay, so here we are at the cockatoo and the macaw aviary, and you can see all these birds here, and there's some up there. And one of the caretakers is here taking care of the animals too. Oh, they're very loud. Do you like that call? Neat. See, we see tortoises. So lots of people think there's a big difference between tortoises and turtles, but did you know all tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises? Because tortoises are turtles that live primarily on land. It's an Orinoco crocodile, and it can weigh about 800 pounds and grow up to 17 feet long. He's just chilling out. And here we see 2 albino alligators. So their skin and even their eyes are white, right? By a friend. We're walking by a peacock. How pretty. We're gonna go see some birds. So as we come in, we close the door so that none of the birds get out. That's why they have this net here to help the birds not get out. And look, there's some birds right over here. These are different than the ones you might see in the pet store, aren't they? And look, there's some friends over here. Let's see, I see some cockatiels over here. They have little signs to tell you what kind of birds they have.
Here we go. Here.
Say hi, little birdie. So this is a kookaburra, and it is from Australia. Hi, kookaburra. It's one of my favorite animals. They move so slow, and they spend most of their time in trees, except when they come down to use the potty. It's the sloth! Oh, what's he doing? He's hanging out. Hi, Mr. Sloth. See here, I'll give you a hint. They're from Madagascar. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. They're lemurs. How cute. This is the black-throated monitor. Look at his big tongue. Woo! He almost looks like a mini dragon, doesn't he? Here's noises. Oh, hi there. Patagonia cavy. And they're a rodent, but guess how fast they can run? They can run up to 30 miles an hour. Isn't that amazing? This little guy doesn't look like he could run that big, does he? Run that fast, does he? You see here, this little jumping guy, it's a wallaby. Oh, he seems very excited. He's jumping around a lot. I wish I had legs that could do that. That's so much fun here at Wild Florida. If only I had had a friend to share it with today because... Oh my goodness! Oh, thanks for joining me, kids. Bye!
Hey, everybody! We're going to sing a song about going to the zoo. Are you ready to go to the zoo with me? What do you think we're going to see at the zoo? We're going to see monkeys scritching and scratching. Elephants with their long trunks swinging. And giraffes with tall, long necks. And seals splashing in the water. And we can't forget the big rhinos huffing and puffing because their horns on their heads are so heavy. So are you ready? Here we go. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you? You can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. See the monkeys scritching and scratching, hanging from their long tails, scritching and scratching, jumping all around, scritching and scratching. We can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you? You can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. See the elephants with long trunks swinging. Great big ears and long trunks swinging, snuffing up the peanuts with their long trunks swinging. We can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. See the giraffes with their long necks stretching, poking out their tongues, their long necks stretching, munching on the leaves, their long necks stretching. We can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. See the seals are splishing and splashing, diving in the water, splishing and splashing, doing funny jigs, splishing and splashing. We can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you can come too. two, we're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. See the rhinos, he's huffing and puffing. He's got heavy horn, huffing and puffing. Don't get too near, huffing and puffing, or we won't stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? You can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. Yay, that was awesome. Miss Susan's a little out of breath. My goodness, that was a lot of walking around, wasn't it? So now, let's turn on our ears, blink open our eyes, because Miss Crystal has a zoo story to tell us. Take it away, Miss Crystal.
Hi everyone, this is Miss Crystal and it's storybook time. Yes, I have Through the Zoo today to go along with our zoo theme. Yes, and this is by Jacob Grant. Yes, and it's about a goat who lives in a special kind of zoo. Are you ready? Okay. Oh wow. Goat always dreamed of having space. He didn't want hugs or rubs or anyone near him. Look, he's in his own little special pen there. But Goat lived in a petting zoo. Yes, it's a special zoo where you can actually touch the animals. Every day, the small petting zoo was packed with grabby little hands. Goat looked out at the animals in the big zoo, so safe from all of the wild children. He would find a space there just for him. Uh-oh, he's leaving the petting zoo. He tried living with a clingy koala. Got lots of hugs there. He tried living with a nosy elephant. Goat tried living with many animals, but space was not an easy thing to find. All the animals seemed to like him. The monkeys, the penguins, the bears. Ooh. Finally, Goat's search brought him to a lone tree. It was a quiet place that could be all his own. There's no one around. No animals. No people. Goat had more space than he'd ever dreamed of. But was it too much? He looked all around and knew that no one could get near him anymore. No little faces, no little hands, and no little hugs. He looks kind of lonely there, huh? Can you see him there? Yeah, a little lonely. All of that empty space was missing something. Wonder what it was missing. You guys know? I think so too. Goat never thought he would miss the petting zoo. I bet you he missed all the hugs, all the love. The monkeys are waving bye-bye. The bears are, everybody's waving bye-bye. But everyone needs a hug now and then. And whenever Goat wanted a little space, he knew just where to find it. He's back in his tree. Yeah. Petting zoo was kind of fun, right? Yeah. Well, we have lots of other zoo books at the library. There's Hole in the Zoo by Chloe Inkpen. Ellis Makes a Friend by Mike Wu. I have the one here, What the What a Ladybird Heard at the Zoo, and that's by Donaldson. And then there's a lot of animal books at the library too that you can read up about animals that sometimes you find in the zoo. There's Bears, Los Osos by Joanne Mackin, and she's got a whole series of animal books that are both in English and Spanish. Well, I hope you liked my story time. Now let's take it away to our next activity.
Hi, Michelle from Poinciana Library here, and I am bringing you your craft for today's story time about zoos. Now today, we're going to make a craft that goes along with a book called Put Me in the Zoo by Robert Lopshire. And then this book, you have a leopard who can do some pretty amazing things, and he believes he deserves to be in the zoo. And this is what our leopard looks like. He will have colored spots in the book, and he can do some amazing things. So if you want to read the book, it's called Put Me in the Zoo by Robert Lopshire. But you're going to make the craft, and we are going to make our own special leopard. All right, if you stopped by the Osceola Library System, you would have got a nice activity pack with instructions. Inside, you will find a yellow paper plate, 2 yellow pieces of construction paper for ears, 2 larger size pill and stick, wiggly eyes, and you'll have a black pom-pom for the nose. And then you have a variety of pom-poms for the spots. All right, the only thing you'll need from home is you'll need glue and a marker. Okay, you're going to start with your plate. And I'm going to start with the ears. And I am going to put a little bit of glue on the end of each one. All right, I'm going to do that for both of them. So I have glue on the end of each ear. Now I'm going to take the plate and I'm going to, under the lip of the plate is where I'm going to put the ears. That way they don't show on the front. That's one. And of course the other ear is on the other side. Okay. Press it on there really well. Okay. Now we have the ears. Next we're going to do the eyes, and these are pill and stick, but sometimes they're a little bit difficult. So you may need an adult or someone that's a little bit older to help you to pull off the pill part of the pill and stick. You can try it though. You might do better than me. All right. Got that one going. Let's just peel it off. We're going to put it up on the top here by the ears. Going to make sure that they're not at the bottom, but up at the top by the ears. Unless you have a very special leopard. That's up to you. Then I'm going to peel and stick the second one. Again, like I said, you might need somebody bigger to help you if you can't do it. But if you can, that's great. It's a great fine motor skill. So we have to put the other eye on. And just like your eyes, they're going to be on each side of your nose. So that takes us to the nose. And we're going to put the nose right in the middle. And the nose is going to get a little glue. Put it right in the middle. I'm going to hold this down on the plate for just a second. Ta-da! Now you're going to take your marker, and I suggest permanent marker because the plate is a waxy film on it, or you can use a crayon probably. Pens don't really work, and the other kind of marker doesn't either because it wipes off real quick. So we're going to make his smiley face because, of course, he's happy. And we got a nice little crooked smile face there. All right, now the fun part. This is where you get to add your dots anywhere on your plate that you want. So we're going to add our dots. We're going to put a glue. We're going to smush it down on the plate. We're going to put some glue again and smush it down. And we're going to do it again. Smoosh. And again. All right, and you can put them anywhere on your leopard that you would like. Okay, I'm going to put another one on. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, now I'm going to put another one on. I think right there. Okay, and put another one on. Oh, let's put this one here. Oh. Hold it down a second. Let's go for another one. All right. I think I've got room for a couple more. I'm going to put another one. And I think just one more. All right. And this is also good if you want to practice your colors, practice your counting. You can count how many pom-poms you have. Practice your colors with this one. But this is our leopard, and I think our leopard is special enough to go in a zoo too. Don't you? So, Put Me in the Zoo is the name of the book by Robert Lopshire. Bye guys. Enjoy the rest of your story time.
Thank you all for coming with us to the zoo today. But it's time for us to go. So wave them high, wave them low. Now it's time for us to go.
Wave your elbows. Wave your toes. Don't forget to wave your nose.
Hey, wave your lips. Wave your tongue. Now blow a kiss with your fingertips.
Wave your ears. Now wave your hair. Now don't forget to wiggle your derriere.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, now wave your chin and wave your eyes. Wave your hands and say goodbye.
Bye, guys.